In analyzing the geometry of the Medici Stradivari viola, there are certain proportions which are always respected by Stradivari. One of them is the position of the bridge, and in this case he uses the same system that he does in his violins. That is to say, if you divide the length into 11 parts, count down 6 of those 11 parts and draw a cross line, which would be right here, he places the bridge so that the treble inner notch of the treble F lies exactly on that point. Then there are 5 11ths from there to the base of the instrument. It's very consistent. In the case of the Medici viola, that did not occur, and produced a great puzzle in my mind, because the form that I had studied in Cremona likewise was a bit short from the top down to that point. With continued thought, I decided to see if there were reason why the Medici Stradivari were longer than the form Stradivari viola. Rather than decide that this was a simple error of measurement on my part or some small change with time, I decided to ask myself, was there meaning behind this? And I found there was. Because the amount that the original Medici was longer than the MacDonald or the Cassavetti or the successive instruments after about 1700 was exactly what is considered one punto in the Cremonese measuring system. A punto is 4.94 millimeters in length. The Medici has 84 of these points down its length, 84 punti, but the shorter instruments like the MacDonald and the Cassavetti have only 83 of these points precisely, 4.94 millimeters shorter. It has been assumed, and authors have said, that all of these contralto violas are the same length. But this would demonstrate that they are not the same length. And there is a consequence to this worth considering. By shortening only the top of the form, he unbalanced the placement of the Fs, because he did not readjust those in subsequent instruments. He left them where they had originally been designed. And instead of the 6/11ths being respected, we now have a shorter distance down to the bridge. In playing these instruments and in making copies of them, it was my experience that the Medici had an ease of emission and a brilliant orange color to the sound, particularly on the A string, that surpassed the other violas by Stradivari, and the long elongated viola which I made also surpassed my shorter ones in these important characteristics. So balance in the Stradivarian system is important for acoustics. Give you an example of what it takes to arrive at that. These are the calculation drawings that were required for me to find this. If there had been fewer, I wouldn't have had to offer you so many.